What is up, everybody? So episode 10 of Convicting a Murderer has aired, and that completes season 1 of Convicting a Murderer on Daily Wire Plus. I've done a review of all 10 episodes, and I will link them all in the description below if you want to go check them out. Now, this particular episode didn't really talk about the case that much. It more talked about the people that follow the case from the outside looking in, people that talk about it online like myself, people that go to the rallies in Manitowoc. They aired some clips of someone that originally thought Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey were innocent, but now switch sides and think they're guilty. There wasn't really much about the case in general, but here is what they stated the episode was about. This is the write-up from the Daily Wire Plus. A lack of ethical guidelines and questionable editing practices create catastrophic repercussions in the personal lives of those depicted in Making a Murderer. Plus, those responsible for the collateral damage of the series evade responsibility by muddying its waters between journalism and storytelling. They really spent the last few minutes of this episode going after the people that made Making a Murderer. The episode opens up with Candace Owens talking about how she is struck on the impact that Making a Murderer had on people. They talk to people that come from all over the world to support Brendan and Stephen at rallies in Manitowoc. Anjanette Levy talks about how Mam affected people from watching a 10-show docuseries. Now, as far as Anjanette Levy talking about how people were, how much they were affected and how much they bought into Making a Murderer, and that's what they based their beliefs off of. I don't, and now I'm going to speak personally for myself. I can't speak for anybody else, but this is from just me. I didn't watch Making a Murderer and be like, oh my god, I'm all in. These guys were framed. These guys are innocent. What did these people do? These cops are terrible. What I do when I watch anything like this, any documentary, any true crime, anything, you have to go into it knowing that the person that made this film is just telling a story, the story that they want told. Of course, there isn't going to be everything in the documentary. That's just not possible. Like, when I watched the West Memphis 3 documentary many years ago, I went into it, I'm like, whoa, this seems crazy. What made me go research more to find out what actually happened, what more of what went on, and that's the same thing that I did with Making a Murderer. I watched it, and it definitely sparked my interest into learning more, but I based zero of what I talk about solely on Making a Murderer. Does some of what I talk about come from Making a Murderer? Of course. Some of what I talk about also comes from Convicting a Murderer. But I went out there and I read trial transcripts. I've read books written by John Farrick, Michael Griesbach, Jerry Buting, and Ken Kratz, and a couple of others as well. I didn't just read or watch one side of anything. I've watched as many interviews and read as many things as I could on the case, and then I formed my own opinion. And that's what I recommend other people doing. Now, does everybody have as much time to go out there and do that on everything that they watch? No, but it would be silly to go out and spend as much time as people do talking about a case, whatever case it may be, anything, any case, whatever it is your interest, to base it solely off of one television show, one movie, one docuseries, one documentary. You should never base your opinion solely on one person or one docuseries, one narrative. You should go out, watch it. If you're interested in it, then go out and learn more. Like yesterday, I watched a documentary on Matthew Shepard and what happened to him, and it's absolutely terrible. But I had heard of it before, but I didn't really know a lot about it. So it went out, and watching that like sparked my interest to learn more about what happened to Matthew Shepard. So like I said, I can't speak for anybody. I'm sure there's a bunch of people I know for sure, just judging by the comments based in my YouTube section, of how many people have only watched Convicting a Murderer and is taking it as the gospel. They're doing theirself a disservice by only believing one person's narrative. And like I said, this is only speaking for me. You should never watch just one thing. You should go out and learn and watch more. But there are so many people in the comment section on my YouTube channel that have only watched Convicting a Murderer and are believing everything that they watch. They come out and they're like, oh, I watched Convicting a Murderer. They exposed Making a Murderer. I don't even need to watch it. Of course you do. You need to watch everything if you're interested enough and want to learn. That's just my opinion. They talk about how the guilters, the people that believe Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey are guilty, are attacked by truthers online. That legitimately made me laugh out loud. You guys should go read the comment section on my YouTube channel if you want to see somebody that gets attacked on a daily basis. I only started making YouTube videos about this case, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. Man, I'm attacked every single day. Now, I will say it bothers me absolutely nothing at all. But these people are talking about, or seem like it affects their daily lives, that people on the internet, that user 5487 is coming at them. I don't, that stuff doesn't bother me in the slightest, but for them to act like they are the only people that get attacked and people come after all the time, nope. I read the comments on my YouTube section on the videos I've done about making a murderer and convicting a murderer, and you tell me who gets attacked on a daily basis. You guys are ridiculous, man. It definitely goes both ways. They interview someone, like I said at the beginning, they interview someone that thought Steven was innocent but now think he's guilty. They talk about something to do with cows, which is really, really, really weird. And then they talk about people that still think Teresa Halbach is alive, which is a ridiculous theory. That's not something I've ever believed myself. Yes, I know that narrative is out there, but that is not something that I have ever considered. They talk about the bones. They talk about some of the horrible messages that Teresa Halbach's family has got, and I definitely believe that, and that is also ridiculous. Nobody should be getting those types of messages, especially not Teresa Halbach's family. But it's awful, but you can't vilify an entire group of people based on the actions of a few. If you did, you could do that with almost any subject out there. They talk about how the Making a Murderer filmmakers were giving information to Steven Avery's lawyers. I understand that there's like a way that information and trials and stuff is supposed to be given and handled. There's a discovery process, but you would think if they found something either way that it would be good for the prosecution or good for the defense if it came out. But I think they're stating that they were only talking about stuff that looked like Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey were innocent. They talk about Jerry Buting and Dean Strang. They are really trying to make everyone out to be the bad guy but them. They are really just doing exactly what they allege Making a Murderer did. And it's very, very obvious, and it's a very big double standard. They talk about documentaries, and that's pretty much what I talked about earlier in this video, about how every documentary is just a story. It's just somebody telling a story. It's somebody telling their version of events. This is Sean Reck and producer Brenda and whoever else's version of Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey's story. Just like Making a Murderer was those filmmakers' version of the story. You need to do more research if you're at all interested in finding out. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. Go out, do the research, and come to your own opinion. And if that means you think Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey are guilty, that's what you believe. If it means you think Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey are innocent, great. That is also what you believe. You've done the research, and that's how everything points to you. Doesn't matter what version of events you come up with, guilty or innocent, as long as you go out and do more than watch or read one thing and then come to an opinion. And like I said at the beginning, they spend the last bit of the show attacking the filmmakers of Making a Murderer. Is this supposed to make me believe their version of events more? They're just doing the exact same thing that they claim Making a Murderer did. They lied. You must believe us. And that is a very strange way to end things, in my opinion. I don't get why I should just believe Candace Owens, Sean, Rec, producer Brenda, Daily Wire Plus, whoever else. I don't get why they think I should believe them just based on one docuseries that they put out. One docuseries that Candace Owens didn't even have anything to do with until recently. It was completed years ago. If she was really into it as much as she claims to be, she could have been involved and done something on this case way back when. She's only doing it because she got attached to it. And that's fine, everyone needs to make money, right? But yeah, so them seemingly being like, they lied, we're telling you the truth, you must believe us. Very strange. They should be encouraging people to go out and do more research on their own and then come to their own opinion. Anyway, that's episode 10, season 1 of Convicting a Murderer. No idea if there's going to be a season 2. What did you think of the series? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.